where we should stick together. Go ahead, Neil.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a rerun of the early 1950s, isn't it? In the days of Senator McCarthy. Because back then, Peter, the question was, are you or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? Today, the question is, by the new McCarthyites, are you or have you ever been on Sputnik or RT? This is where we're at. And if we think back to last November, remember there was that list that came out called The List by an organisation called Prop or Not. It was listing websites in the US that were deemed to be pushing Russian propaganda. Not just RT and Sputnik, but websites, left-wing websites, alternative right websites, the Ron Paul Institute was up there, WikiLeaks, and that was actually promoted in the Washington Post.
Yep.
So what's been going on here is a new McCarthyism, and it's aimed, I think, as Scott said earlier, it's not just about RT and Sputnik, it's about trying to silence all dissenting voices on foreign policy. That's what it's really about, Peter. It's about the neocon or endless war lobby trying to brand any dissenting views as coming from Moscow or being Kremlin propaganda. We saw that here in Britain. We saw that, for example, the Brexit vote, well, that was all to do with Russian influence. UKIP leaders were accused of being in the pay of the Kremlin. We saw that with Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn, again, who challenges British foreign policy from the left wing. He was attacked and smeared, and his entourage for being perhaps in the pay of the Kremlin, all that stuff. So whoever it is, Peter, left or right, they are getting tarred with this, they're getting smeared to try to put people off them, to try to marginalise them. And in fact, this is a great irony, the views that are being put forward by left and right against the neocon foreign policy are mainstream views.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually opposing this policy of endless war, which has caused havoc around the world, created ISIS, caused a massive refugee crisis, and yet it's the wacko neocon war lobby who are trying to present us as the extremists. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
And so really, we've got this battle now between common sense, realistic views and this extremist views who are unfortunately trying to brand other people as trying to disparage everybody who opposes them as Russian agents. So I think it's wider than just RT and Sputnik. It goes.
I agree. You know, Scott, the thing that, you know, particularly since the American election cycle and very importantly Brexit, to this day, there's no introspection by the media, how they got everything wrong and continue to get everything wrong. And then they point a finger at me, you know, and what I have been saying for endlessly, you know, why do people watch this television station? Who is anyone watching this program right now? Write to me personally on Facebook and tell me if you know anyone that has ever been forced to watch my program or anything else on RT. Tell me, who is forced? How did those 5 billion hits on YouTube, how did that get there? Are they part of the conspiracy too? I suppose, I guess Louise Mensch would say that. Go ahead, Scott and Ken.
That's pretty funny because, I mean, obviously the CIA is watching closely. If you look at the report that was given to Obama and to Donald Trump talking about RT, you know, Truth Seeker, RT's program with Daniel Bushell was highlighted in that. Obviously your program was highlighted in that. So fortunately many people in Langley are watching the program and hopefully learning and trying to change that organization, because obviously within that organization, very much like within the media organization, there's a very anti-Russian, sentiment. You look at the way that Pussy Riot was, basically paraded around the country by the West. I mean, this is ridiculous. And these people defecated in a church, for God's sakes. And the fact is that
who paid for all that? Who pays for these women to be flown around?
Exactly. The left-wing, pro-gay, pro-Israel lobby was paying for that, and Hillary Clinton was meeting with them as well. So we're talking about the pro-Israel, the pro-Israel lobby is so powerful. It's very powerful in Russia as well. Kommersant was pushed out. I wrote an article for Elena Sokolova, the head of the RT bureau here in Washington, D.C., and that article listed a lot of the pro-Israel Hasbara network within the Russian media, and after that there was major changes. You know, I also sent it to the CIA as well, and this is the kind of thing, you know, you look how powerful the Hasbara network was in Russia, and Russia made some moves to try to change it. They've made no moves at all. I mean, since Edward Bernays in the early 1900s, the pro-Israel lobby has basically dominated, and then they came out with the Hasbara basically agenda in the 60s and the 80s that just blew it out. I mean, so we have co-opted networks. You know, thankfully here at PBS, they are still allowing me to broadcast, but I try to get on every single major news network in the United States, and there's not a chance. And my friend is married to Megyn Kelly, and I can't get on NBC or Fox.
Well, you know, Alexander.